Hey everyone, it's MarshallMallow and welcome back to my channel. Now, recently it was brought to my attention by my roommate that I actually pronounce things pretty differently than most Americans do. Basically, the reason why I probably pronounce things differently, according to my roommate, is because there's something you guys don't know about me. And if you can't already tell by my hat and by my shirt, I'm a first-generation American, and my parents and the rest of my family originates from South Africa. I was the first American in my family to be born in America and to be raised in America. Everyone besides me and my brother have a really cool accent, and then my brother and I just have the West Coast American accent. But being socialized by my parents and the rest of my family for quite a bit of my life has led me to pronounce some American words differently than other people. So I thought to challenge myself today and to do the accent tag that has been going around and show you guys how I pronounce some words and what I call certain things. For the first part of this challenge, I am going to just read off a list of words that was given to me that are commonly differently pronounced words depending on your accent. So even though I have an American accent, I might pronounce these words differently just because of how I was raised. I'll probably put the words down below here as I am speaking so you guys can play along for yourselves and see if you pronounce them differently than me. Aunt. I say aunt because not only has my family caused me to call it my aunt, but also because I don't like calling my aunt an ant because it feels like I'm calling her an insect. I don't know if that's just me. It just sounds weird because I don't want to call a completely different word the same thing as a different word, you know? I feel like the U in aunt creates that aw sound as opposed to an ah sound. So aunt. Roof. Route. Theater. Iron. Did I just say that really weird? Iron. Iron. I run. No. Iron. Iron. Yeah, iron. Salmon. Caramel. Now, funny story, actually, I used to always call it caramel, and that's what my family called it, but I just hated how I said caramel so much so that I actually reinforced myself to say caramel. So every time I was met with the opportunity to say the word, I just always corrected in my mind, it's caramel, it's caramel, it's caramel, not caramel, caramel. So now, just on command, I say caramel because I just trained myself to say it that way. Water? No, I don't say water. I say water. Like every other American, I say water. New Orleans. Pecan. Both. Again. Probably. How do you say that differently? Probably? Probably. No. I don't think I've ever heard someone say probably. It's always probably. Lawyer. I don't say lawyer. What am I kidding? I say lawyer. Coupon. Mayonnaise. Not mayonnaise, mayonnaise. There's a Y-O-N in there. So skipping that and saying mayonnaise is basically ignoring a whole part of the word. Pajamas. Pajamas just sounds weird, and my parents always said pajamas, so I've always grown up saying pajamas. I think my parents, just with the South African accent, they always had a deeper, softer A kind of sound as opposed to the sharper A Americans tend to use. So pajamas instead of pajamas. Caught. Naturally. I don't know how you would pronounce that differently. Is it like nuclear and nuclear? Naturally? Oh, it's naturally or naturally. Like literally and literally. That's why there's a difference. I say naturally. A lot of people hate me for saying this one, but I say it because it helps me spell it. Aluminium. Aluminium. I say it like that. I know, totally not American. Aluminium. This one is the bane of everyone's existence. It's GIF. I know, but it's GIF. Because if you think about it, the acronym, the G in GIF stands for graphic, which is a hard G. So it makes sense then to call it by the acronym GIF with the hard G as well. Because if you say GIF, then you're totally contradicting what the G stands for. So that's why I call it GIF. I mean, if you call it GIF, that's fine with me, but it technically sounds like it should be GIF, so that's my 2 cents on it. Envelope. I I know. It should be envelope, but I always say envelope. If I say an envelope, it sounds like it should be started with an O, not an E. Now, we're in the second part of this video where I am going to answer some questions, and they're going to cause me to answer the question in a specific way to see what I call these ordinary things, because some people in different cultures call them different things. What is it called when you throw toilet paper on a house? That is TPing. What is a bubbly carbonated beverage called? A soda. What do you call gym shoes? Now, this one varies for me. I normally say sneakers, but every now and again I say tennis shoes or trainers, but I mainly say sneakers. What do you call your grandparents? For my mom's side of the family, I call my grandfather Pop-Pop, and I call my grandmother Granny. But on my dad's side, I call my grandfather Grandpa. I used to actually call him Rampaw because I couldn't pronounce the GR at the beginning, so I call him Grandpa now, but I used to call him Rampaw, which is really cute. What do you call the wheeled contraption that you use to get groceries at the local market? I call that a shopping cart. My parents from time to time, though, will call it a trolley, but that hasn't rubbed off on me. I always call it a shopping cart, so. What is the thing you change TV channels with? And that is a remote control. I never say clicker, it's a remote control. This question is actually super interesting because I don't think anyone who isn't from South Africa or has the same background as me would really know what answer I'm going to give for this because it is so unique and I've never heard this answer anywhere else in my life before. Okay, so the question is, what is it called when the rain falls and the sun is shining? Now, the proper term for that instance is a sun shower, meteorologically speaking, but what I call it is a monkey's wedding. A monkey's wedding. When you see the rainbow and the rain's falling and the sun is shining, it's called a monkey's wedding. I know. I don't know if any other culture uses that. I think it's Zulu in South Africa. I think that's where it originated from. I'm not entirely sure, so don't hold me accountable for that. I don't know, is there any other weird kind of phrase for that? Because I don't think I've ever heard any other weird phrase. I only know sun shower and a monkey's wedding. So I don't know if there are any other common terms for that. So let me know if you know any. Before I end this video, I thought another weird thing that my roommate pointed out about how I speak is that I enunciate T's really aggressively in my language, and I also don't pronounce the G in ing. So for the T's, for instance, I say outlet, outlet. So I say both T's and outlet pretty hard. And for the ng sound, I say son and ron and singer. Apparently I'm supposed to say the G at the end with my accent. I did not know that. That sounds weird. Singer? Song? Wrong? Is that an actual thing? Because I don't think it's an actual thing. It sounds really weird to me. I don't think I've ever heard someone say that. Wrong? Song? Singer? What? I understand my T's might sound a little weird. Outlet. But that's just how I've always said it. So, but the NG sound is the one that doesn't sound quite right to me, so. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye! You are not alone. You really aren't alone. I can't stress that enough. Many people have faced some sort of rejection or failure, and you're not alone. You will not be alone. That is one thing that I could not come to terms with. Meteorologically, meteorologically speaking, yes.